Whew. Okay, well, I don't really have a script for this. I really don't have a real structure for this, but I do know I have thoughts. So, due to reports from Deadline and pretty much everywhere else, Blade has finally found this director in Bassam Tariq, who, if you don't know, who had one of the sleeper picks of last year in Mogul Mowgli. So, I mean, he's definitely proven as a filmmaker. But let's just say I still kind of feel kind of murky about his appointment. Now, don't get me wrong, Bassam Tariq is definitely very, very talented. He brought a very great performance out of Riz Ahmed in Mogul Mowgli. Probably got overshadowed because of his performance that he would have in Sound of Metal. It's just, once again, I wish I could just be completely happy from this appointment. Now they announced like Blade like a long time ago, like back in like a few years ago at that Comic Con with Robert Marshall Ali and all that. But I knew the search for a director would take a long time because the search for just a writer was taking a long time, mainly because they wanted a black person to write this story of Blade. So when they finally found a writer who I believe was a black woman, I was like, okay, that's cool. I mean, it's cool as long as this person's a great writer. I'm cool with it. I just appreciated, Marvel taking the extra step of, keeping it within the black community if you're going to go with the black character. However, when it came to a black director for the film, I anticipate that they would have trouble finding a black director for this black character. Now, if you look at the landscape of black directors in Hollywood right now, obviously you're looking at Jordan Peele, you're looking at Ryan Coogler, Ava DuVernay, Barry Jenkins, Spike Lee, Rick Famuyiwa from, who did Dope. So with me mentioning all those names, the names that really sound realistic are, I mean, one, it can be Barry Jenkins because he just signed on to do Lion King 2. It definitely means he's in the Disney family, but I don't know if Barry Jenkins would want to do a Blade film. Ava DuVernay, she actually is very interested in doing a superhero movie. I remember one of those DC movies that she definitely was like, hey, I definitely would want to do it, but I don't know if Blade is the one she'd want to do. Spike Lee, no, not happening. Ryan Coogler already doing Marvel films. I doubt he would transfer over there. Jordan Peele, sure. It would just, unfortunately, I just don't want to feel like we're in the same kind of like, carousel with our black directors and Rick Famuyiwa, who I think would have been a good choice. He's done those Mandalorian episodes. He was once upon a time supposed to be directing Flash. Dope was a pretty cool movie when they came out. I thought he would have been a pretty cool pick, but unfortunately, like I said, those are the names that we kind of have. Ryan Coogler has tried to bring in, a few different names, as a producer under whatever movie he's been attached to as a producer. He's tried to bring in these new black directors, not necessarily new as in like age, like they're young, but he's tried to bring in new faces that we may not be as familiar with. And no offense, I'm just being objective. I'm not really moved by any of the new people. I mean, yeah, there's definitely a lot of up and coming black directors that are coming out. I love Calmatic, who's finally doing the House Party reboot, or I don't know if it's a reboot or a sequel, but he's coming up. He's a great music video director, finally stepping into the feature film world. But there's not many names that, unfortunately, Marvel could have tapped, which is a problem, in my opinion. The only reason why I do feel like it's a problem is because all these other movies, well, let me not say all, but a lot of these other movies who deal with, characters from a, underprivileged, just anything that's not a white man, definitely has found a director to kind of fill in whatever movie that they're representing. I mean, for example, we're definitely getting Shang-Chi, who definitely has an Asian director. It's definitely easier for like, Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel. You just kind of need to get a woman for the most part. It's even good that we're getting Nia DaCosta to do the Captain Marvel sequel. So yeah, when it came to Black Panther, they got the one director that they had no choice. It had to be Ryan. But now that's like, okay, now we want this Blade movie, which in my opinion could honestly be way cooler like than most of the MCU movies. They struggled to get a black director for it. And look, I'm not just gonna take the easy route that it's Hollywood's fault, blah blah. Which, first of all, let me say they definitely have a lot of blame to take in this. With probably not investing as much into black voices, especially like black unique stories to kind of give like Marvel a good opportunity to be like, hey, this is another up and coming black director. We could definitely give him a chance. But also maybe we need to just kind of step it up as black artists. Like, I'm very small time with the films I'm making. But maybe we need to step up. Like, who are the black up and coming artists who have already gotten the opportunity that may have made their one or two films that honestly just wasn't great objectively, and now unfortunately, they don't have the opportunity to make a Blade film. So unfortunately, as black artists, we definitely do know we have to be at least perfect. If not perfect, at least close to it as possibly we can be. And we definitely know our other counterparts definitely don't get the same sort of criticism or the same sort of barometer or criteria. But unfortunately, we do have to know that. So when we do get the chance, we do have to put our best foot forward. And yeah, probably some of the problem is because we definitely don't get the same resources or the same creative control and whatnot. But when we do get the creative control, we need to be out there and knocking out the park. I mean, look at Misha Green at HBO. I mean, she got the chance with Lovecraft Country, made it a great first season, got a lot of Emmy Awards, knock it out, and let's go on to the other one. Now she has an Apple TV deal. Look at Issa Rae, finally got her opportunity with HBO, had to knock it out the park. Unfortunately, maybe we do have to every time knock it out the park. And I'm not saying it's our fault that we have to. I'm just saying we do have to step up on that front, because while we can complain all we want that, oh yeah, we're not getting this opportunity, this is not made by a black director, blah, 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 we also do need to understand it won't change unless we kind of get a nice, great class of black directors that it's unavoidable to not, get a black director for Blade, so that we do give more opportunities for margins of not necessarily failure, but imperfection, learning. It's hard for your debut film to be a 10 out of 10. Not everybody's gonna have a great debut, because you have to learn, you have to get better, and unfortunately we don't get the opportunity to. But if we don't get the opportunity to, are we just gonna sit here and watch us not make our black art when it is time for us to make our art? Because we're not in control of Disney. If Disney wants to make a black movie, they're gonna make it. But unfortunately, who's that film going to be marketed to? Us. So unfortunately, we have to step up. We have to work twice as hard to get half of what they get. Because I don't want to do this again. I don't. Bassam Tariq is an amazing talent. This is no shade against you. I'm just saying, unfortunately, maybe Disney didn't have any great options or, stand out. Oh my God, wow, that person. Not saying Bassam Tariq has the greatest resume. He definitely doesn't, compared to, a Jordan Peele or a Rick Famuyiwa, if you want to talk about, Mandalorian and then, doing Dope. But unfortunately, we don't have many names. I'm seeing the Deadline article say, oh, they got a person of color to do Blade. No, they didn't get a person of color to do freaking Shang-Chi. They got an Asian director to do that. So, for Blade, the next time we get a chance with our character, we need to be great enough that's unavoidable to not get one of us to direct it. What do I know? I'm just a small black filmmaker trying to make it. Yeah. If anyone watched this film, I just shot my latest short film, Thrill Seeker. We have an Indiegogo for it. Spent a lot of money making it. Definitely have some money to still be spent in post. So if you definitely want to donate to that, link is in the bio below. Sorry, in the caption below. So I'm really just going off the cuff with this, just because I want it to be kind of free flowing and kind of get these thoughts out. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you feel like I'm being too harsh, let me know. If you feel like I'm kind of spot on, let me know. Or if you kind of fall somewhere in the middle, let me know. Yeah, I just kind of want to speak on this. I want black art to stay within the black community, because if it doesn't, then who gets to dictate blackness if not us? Anyway, see you guys later. Peace.